Well, good evening, truck and tractor pool fans. 2 weeks in a row, we've been able to hit on Wednesday night. So, how are you, Miss Kendra?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I, from our previous conversation, I'm doing
Yeah.
pretty good now. I guess you could
Good.
say. But I was putting together some older DVD. And by the way, some of these classes are going to be coming on our YouTube channel here very soon. 2006 Berryville, which was a combination interstate and East Coast Pullers thing, as was the 2008 Charlestown, and that Charlestown was June 13th of 2008 in Charlestown, West Virginia. That too was mostly interstate and one East Coast modified four-wheel drive truck class. And I actually remember, I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's long enough, but I remember editing the Berryville video, and I was telling a customer that ordered them the next morning in my motorhome because I spent the night there at Berryville and edited that video on Saturday morning before I left to go over to Arcadia, Maryland that night for an East Coast pool. So that's kind of neat stuff. But I had trouble. I redid the Berryville video. I didn't break it down into classes like I normally do on my other, which I did today. But Mr. Computer decided you don't need sound. So after a restart and 3 discs and another restart, actually, we got it all fixed up for him. So, but yeah, it's going to be neat. Derek Bursey. Yeah, that's exactly who ordered them. Yeah, just talking about that, Derek. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight, buddy. And yeah, we did. I had trouble getting that DVD to record with sound, but I got it fixed, and it's going to be a pretty neat deal for you. But they're both together, and they'll be shipping out tomorrow morning for you. So, but man, we got not a whole lot of results. Kendra is going to be the result gal for the night because
Yeah.
last Saturday morning, Mike Walker and myself went down to was headed to Miller's Tavern, Virginia. Of course, they got rained out last Friday night. They pulled like 3 or 4 trucks, I think, and then the skies opened up and they postponed until the next day on Saturday. So we started hauling mail down there Saturday morning and got turned around right at the bridge just before we crossed the Potomac River. So, but so we got some more information for you. They're actually gonna try this Saturday. They're gonna repull. Show's been altered a little bit. Classes have been removed and changed around and stuff. So we'll go over that for you. And anything else in the exciting world of interstate or anything else, Kendra?
Well, our first interstate meeting is actually this Friday. So I don't really know any new and exciting news yet, if there is any new and exciting news. So we do have our first interstate board meeting on Friday night. I'm sure then we'll start talking about end of year stuff is when we normally start planning our banquet. Not really
Yeah.
sure if we're going to do that this year with not having a point season. Um, but like I said, I'll keep you guys up to date on anything that happens with Interstate.
How about a big get
Um,
together at Forrester's and you can cook all the food? How's that? I'm only kidding, guys. I'm only
that
kidding.
sounds like a lot of work for me and
Yeah,
not a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. I would come out for that one for sure. I used to come to the Interstate Banquet. Used to have a very good time, but
Mhm.
man, life just got busy with things, and fortunately this year it was a pain in the butt with COVID. But I tell you what,
Mhm.
it's really rekindled a fire in my spirit to come to interstate events, and Snyder County, East Coast. I really spread my wings this year. I was almost the Miller's Tavern. Dang it,
Almost
Dragon
a dragon
Motorsports.
event, yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really going to consider a lot of things for next year. Full speed ahead as far as I'm
So,
concerned. I got some good reasons to really light the roads up now and go
yeah.
get some more filming done. So, and I will say also, a lot of questions have come in to me and on the Facebook page for the Keystone Nationals Indoor Truck and Tractor Pool for 2021. The latest news for that is nothing is canceled and nothing is scheduled. There are no dates yet, but I will say we are getting ready to meet in the next Wednesday or two. I'm not sure which one yet. We haven't set a date, but it's coming very soon. And we're going to talk about our options for 2021. We got our fingers crossed. You don't know what being a state-owned building. You're really constricted on what you can do. So we'll see. We've got a person in the right spot that helps us out there, and hopefully we can make something happen. But we don't. I know a lot of people, they want to get their motel rooms, but we do not have any dates yet. Okay, I don't think anybody has any dates other than the Pennsylvania Farm Show that I know of. So hang in there, and as soon as I know something, keep an eye on our Facebook pages and stuff, and here for sure. We'll let you know any details that we can release as far as the 2021 Keystone Nationals go. But we're trying. We just don't have anything set in stone yet, and there's lots to talk about. So we got a lot of options. We got to be careful because you can very quickly go out of business on it and never have it again. So we'll see what happens. But I guess Beaver Springs. We'll go ahead and cut you loose on Beaver Springs and tell us some good news.
Yeah, Beaver Springs was a great night of pulling. Beautiful weather. Davey B, shout out to him. He was there. Got to meet him, which was super exciting. And like I told you earlier, JR, there is a lot of people now coming up and saying, hey, we watched your show. Hey, and it's really cool to know that we're reaching people literally all over the East Coast. And it looked like we had somebody here from Missouri and stuff like that.
That's what we want. Very good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And so we started the night out with the 7700 light limited class. It was kind of interesting watching this class. You can definitely tell that everybody was nervous being the first pull after the accident.
Yes.
In my opinion, the sled was set heavy. But nobody complained about it. Like none of the pullers complained. It was just kind of one of those things where it is what it is.
What sled was in use?
Kraus.
Okay.
Yeah, Kraus was there. Brian was operating.
Brian. Okay.
Yeah. So the guys didn't really get a lot of ground speed up, but again, I don't think anybody was complaining because everybody that was there watched the accident at two top. So anyway, taking the win for that night was Matt Dersham, the hometown boy, which is always awesome.
Yeah.
He had a winning distance of 286.13. Second was actually Mark Smith. The results are a little backwards here, so forgive me for that. Mark Smith on the Ford 9700 was second at 282.47. Third was Jason Weichel on Unleashed at 282 even. Next was Smokey on Fast Forward at 276.08.
I gotta say it. I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt you. Did you say Ford 9700?
Okay, so yeah, it is backwards. So the story about that is Smokey and Marty have purchased back Kenny Burkett's Sugar Top Special.
Oh, okay.
So that tractor does not have a name yet, and they kind of pulled out of order and things got messed up on the sheet.
Gotcha.
So I'm getting confused trying to straighten it out, and I must have said the wrong thing. So yes, the 9600 took second. Smokey was fourth on Fast Forward. Shane was fifth. That's what happens when you have so many blue tractors. Shane was fifth on the New Holland TM 130, and sixth place went to Ben Flaherty on Smokin' Red at 261, and seventh was what I will lovingly call the Smoky Top Special at 76 feet.
That actually is an excellent name. Excellent
That's what
name.
I thought. I think Smokey should stick with it.
Yep, Smoky Top Special. I like that. There you go, Smoker. That's what you want right there.
I get all trademark rights on that.
Hey, I own Nutcase. That name for Chris Hoyt. Yeah, I hate to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
I was standing at the scales at the buck. Right, I'd say the tractor was probably pretty recently painted. I don't remember who I was talking to, and Randy Devon came up in the conversation. And I said, "Yeah, that boat boy, he's a good friend of mine. I love Randy to death." I said, "He's just a dang nutcase sometimes, just being goofy and stuff." It's his nutcase, and I thought a minute because I remember on my peripheral vision, I knew Chris was sitting at the scales. I said, "Hey, Chris, nutcase." He said, "Write that down," and sure enough, he named his tractor Nutcase. So that's how it got. That's how it got named. Anyway.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So back to Beaver Springs, the second the second class of the night was the 10,500-pound hot stock of Snyder County. There was 12 tractors there that night. First place went to Brad Kramer on the Fence Road Deer at 334.74. Second was Ray Belak on Ragin' Red at 332.74. Third was Nick Morrison on Toxic at 331.89.
There's another one of them 466 tractors. Look at that.
Yep,
Third
getting
place.
right up there in the mix.
Good job, Nikki.
Yep. Fourth place went to Jeremy DeLuca out of New Jersey on the Sunset Smoker at 331.64.
Having a very good year.
He is. Yep. Fifth place was Josh Beechel on the Hustle and Harvester. Sixth place went to Matt Sedal on the 4755 Express. Get my words right today. Seventh
no pressure.
is, yeah, exactly. Seventh place is DJ Boop on the Black Stripe Addiction at 318.88. Eighth place went to Johnny Foreman on It's Always Something at 317.74. Ninth place went to Jeff Reininger on Red Law. 10th place was Lucas Criswell on the Showcase. 11th was Matt Hauk on Old Red. And rounding out the night was Tyler Gardner on the IH 1066. He was definitely having some engine issues. I was being a social butterfly, as my friends lovingly refer to me, so I didn't really get to watch the class that much. But I did hear a lot of popping and cracking going on when he was on the track. So I don't know if there was a timing issue or what was going on with him, unfortunately. The third class of the night was the 7800 Modifieds. Taking the win was Andy Forrester on the Boss 9 at 308.92. Second place was Ricky Blizzard on the Barely Affordable at 304.19. Third place was Mark Culbertson on Sparky at 300.71. Fourth place was Ian Ericker on the Unstable Tractor at 295.59. Fifth place was Shanda Blizzard on Unaffordable at 285.90. Sixth place was Nelson Egoff on Tinker Toy at 281.97. Seventh was Tom Kennedy on Old Reliable at 272.56. Eighth place was Courtney Robertson on Phony Farmer going 270.63. And ninth place was little sister Kirsty Robinson on Phony 2 at 185. And you'll have to get on them next time you see them because they gave Tim a lot of work to do on those engines after that night.
Well, I know their rumor has it that they will be at Lincoln on the 10th of October with East Coast.
That same rumor.
Yep. So we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely know they're planning on being there. Tim, like I said, definitely has some work cut out for him. Kirsty had a little bit of a fire, and Courtney definitely roughed some things up, but I'm sure he doesn't mind at all.
Nah. They have fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. The fourth place was the 8500 Light Pro class. 8 tractors there that night. First place went to Vern Zerby on Double OZ at 300.20 feet.
And it's in one piece, right?
No. Well, it was technically in one piece, but it definitely was breathing very heavy at the end of the night. Yeah, he's got some more work to do. Everybody came up and asked me if I was running, and I said, Vern is a very good mechanic, but this is his hometown pool, and he had all 4 of these tractors tore apart at the beginning of this week, so I'll just let him have fun.
Yep.
Second place went to Dr. LZ, 298.56. Third place was Matt Dersham on the other half, sneaking in there on a light limited, getting 288.56. Good for him.
Yep.
Fourth place went to Kyle Grove on Antrim Tantrum at 288.09. Fifth place was Vern on Z Mistress at 285.54. That one was really hurting at the end of the night. Yeah, I walked up to him and I said, "Buddy, you pulled a Kendra." It wasn't quite as bad when I heard it. It was definitely looked worse than it actually was. The breather tube came off and shot water and oil and everything all
Okay.
over the engine, which causes
Oh yeah.
smoke.
Oh
And
yeah.
so it definitely looked a lot worse, definitely gave the crowd a good show. But luckily, we think everything's going to be okay. It's going to take a little bit of work, but not a complete engine overhaul.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah, sixth place was Vern on Z Unit at 285.09. Seventh place was Tyler Wolliver on Just In Case at 284.45. And eighth place, rounding out the night, was Rick Hauk on Little Stinker at 274.40.
Very good.
So a pretty solid class there at the
Yeah.
late pros.
Yep. Sound like mostly a lot of local up around that way.
Yeah, it was a lot of the close guys.
Mm-hmm.
The fair decided not to pay a full purse for that class, and I think that kind of hurt the numbers.
Yeah.
I know like Steve Beckley also hurt his engine at the last pool there at Mont Alto, so I think he's going to be out for a little bit. So it's the end of the year, so that's going to happen as people are starting to get hurt and tired.
I kind of thought I hadn't heard that name.
Yeah, Steve was not at Mont Alto, nor was he at oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the last pool we were at. Furthermore, I think he definitely lost oil pressure at the end of the run, which in the pooling world is never a good thing.
No.
So hopefully he gets his engine back together soon. Interstate does have 2 more hooks plus a couple Snyder County hooks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he's going to want to be getting back out there before wintertime pooling. Because I have a feeling if Louisville happens, he's going to want to be applying for that as well.
Well,
You definitely want to get some test passes on before you go to Louisville.
As good as that tractor's been this year, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend he tries to get in Louisville and wherever else.
Yes.
You bet.
I don't think we'll see him out at Gordyville. Steve's not a cold weather kind of person. So.
I don't blame him. I love Gordyville, but
yeah,
it is cold, and that usually I don't let that bother me. It just, again, life is busy. It's hard to get away. That's 5 days for me to be away, and that's. I always fear getting that phone call while I'm out there, so I try not to venture too many days away from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The fifth class of the night was the 4,500 small block class, and they had 9 trucks there that made a pass. There was 10 trucks there. Jeff Mangle couldn't make it to the track. He had some issues out in the pits.
Okay.
But Austin Stoner took the lead on the Analyze This truck at 3:33.87, and I believe they posted that was his first win for the season. So I think he had been very consistently in second place and finally took the win up at Beaver Springs. So I think he was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, Daddy's been the one to beat. The boys have been trying to catch him, and I know Jared got a win. I think
Jared
here
had
a couple of weeks
2
ago.
wins back to back.
Yeah,
and then Austin got the win this week.
Yeah, very good. That's good.
Yep. Chris Utzi took second on the One Bad Bow Tie at 3:29.01. Third place went to Jared Stoner at 3:28.76. Fourth place was Denny on Making Tracks. So still 1-3-4 finish. That's a pretty good finish for the Stoner team that night. Fifth place went to Travis Utzi on Stomper at 3:22.01. Sixth place went to Ryan Varner on the Mountain Maniac at 3:20.11. Denny Shives was in 7th place on the Alcohol Abuse at 3:19.40. 8th place was Tyler Shives with Bootlegger at 3:16.67. And bringing up 9th place was Sam Hassler on the Junkyard Dog at 3:08.97. And then we had one more class that a lot of people ended up dropping out of. Like Vern was supposed to pull in it, but with the breakage he had in the first class, he said, you know what, I've got 2 running. I'm going to leave, here with 2 running.
Leave well enough alone.
Yeah, exactly. So Courtney Robinson took the win at 2:39.85. And second place was Dave Deku on 1:82.65. And Dave had a very, very rough run. I was not close enough to see it, but I heard it. And somebody who watched the pool came up and said that all 4 wheels were off the ground at one time. So we are very grateful that he is okay. But that's obviously why he was only at
Yeah.
182.65.
Wow.
Um, I'm surprised I haven't seen a video of it floating around on Facebook yet. Um, but apparently it was a very, very scary run, and we hope that
I
everything
don't
is
know.
okay.
Unless Greg was with him or Jim Baker was with him. I don't know of anybody else in his crew that would film it. So
Yeah,
I don't know if they have it and just don't post it or whatever.
yeah. I do know that they had a live stream that night. I didn't know they were going to have a live stream, or I would have put that out there for the world. But I don't think that they record their live stream whenever they
I
do that.
gotcha.
I think it's just like a if you miss it, you miss it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, so
Huh. Very good. Well, that's all we have for results,
say
folks.
that's all the results that I have.
It rained, and I mean
Yeah,
it
it
rained.
rained.
It rained here for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it rained here in Chambersburg that night. I remember getting home, but I don't think that like the ground was wet or anything like
Well,
that
it didn't
here.
rain here Friday night, but I know it did down south, and it came this way. We
Mhm.
left here Saturday. Mike and I left here Saturday morning, and it was raining. I'm like, my favorite saying I always say is, "I've done a lot of stupid things in my life," and you're leaving for a 4 hour drive for a pool. It's
In
pouring
the
rain,
rain.
and it's raining.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were hoping to, they actually had started making plans to get the track ready there Saturday morning, and I guess we were just south of Waldorf, and the phone rang and said we're done because
Mm.
it had started raining again. And then I think Carlos called me as well on Facebook and said, "Man, it's pouring rain here." I said, "Yeah, I just got the phone call." So that's a shame, but
Yeah, when you have such a big event like that,
yeah,
they had a lot of extra purse money, a lot of people coming from out of town. Even
yeah,
when you have a rain date, that doesn't always mean you're going to get the same amount of people, the same crowd,
right.
pullers or spectators. So I really hope it works out for him this
Yeah,
weekend.
I think the Profab crew, 4 wheel drive truck crew from Wisconsin was there. Larry
Oh
Peterson and
my.
his wife, and I think there's a pool somewhere. So I'm pretty sure they left for a pool somewhere this weekend further west. I could be wrong on that, but I know there's some guys that's wanting to come east. They
Hmm.
were. I was paying attention to a couple of posts on Facebook, but I know some of the guys asking are over 650 cubic inch.
Yeah.
So that's not going to do Temple much good. So uh, I'm sure he'll get trucks there. So guys are itching to go pull them. So um, I saw a lineup and there really wasn't that many trucks there for Friday night. I was quite surprised. And when I say
Really.
that, I'm talking about the 6200 national 4 wheel drive truck class.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was quite surprised. But,
Yeah, Davey just commented that he did the whole trip, and he said that on Friday night that he was going to drive down to Miller's Tavern.
oh,
After he was staying the night, I think he said in Harrisburg, and then driving on down. And
okay,
I thought about that when I saw that the pool was canceled. I'm like, oh my gosh, I
yeah.
hope Davey didn't make it too far south.
It looks like he did.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, like I say, we got just probably almost to La Plata is when my phone rang. But
Yeah,
actually
that's
almost
always
right before the
painful.
bridge. So whatever that is down through Gloucester or whatever that town is down through right before
Yeah.
you cross the Potomac River Bridge. That's where we were at. So at least we didn't have to pay toll to go across the bridge.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Look for the positives.
But like we said, we do have a meeting coming up for the Keystone Nationals for the 2021 Keystone Nationals.
Hmm.
I don't know what all's on the docket for an idea of what we're going to do there. I can tell you, I know probably that if this COVID thing doesn't lift numbers wise, I can't. I don't know how in a world we could ever think of doing spectators in the stands. I don't want to talk out of
Yeah.
turn here. Maybe somebody knows something I don't know. And here's this 2 times in a row. I forgot to start running a video. Let's get the video going, guys, gals. My goodness. So anyway, maybe it won't go. It's been that kind of night. There it goes.
Yeah.
It's been that kind of night. But anyway, but there's some options we're going to go over. we have. I guess we'll just go over some pools here. We're just 25 minutes into the show. I will remind everybody the Addison County Benefit Pool on October 2nd and 3rd at West Haven, Vermont at the Devil Bowls Racetrack. This is an NYTPA event. Modified two-wheel drives, modified tractors, super stock tractors, 4-1 limited pro stock tractors. Both days, October 2nd, they'll pull at 6:30, and October 3rd, they'll pull at 4 p.m. So, modified tractors actually is an exhibition class. I'm sure they'll have plenty there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And Super Farm. I'm sorry, they'll also have Super Farm both days. A Super Farm, Super Stock, two-wheel drive, the limited pro 4-1 tractors, the 3.0 diesel 4x4 trucks, and modified tractor exhibition both days. So, and it is a one-day hook fee of $110. They are paying $2,500 purse. Places 1 through 8th will be broke down in that $2,500 purse, and 9th through 15th will each receive $100 each. So, like you said last week, they'll somewhat get their entry fee back. So,
yeah.
We also mentioned October 10th, Cecilton, Maryland had a pool scheduled, and they have canceled for lack of interest. I feel bad for them guys. Yeah, I feel bad for them guys. I don't know if there's a few other big pools going on. If it's a lack of diesel trucks, a lack of help, it could be a lack of help. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk to John Dixon. It stinks. I couldn't be there because I got to work the Lincoln Speedway event with East Coast, but it's a shame because that's a nice little venue. I enjoy going over there. It's not that far from here to go, and they do a good little job over there. It's not a bad place at all. But they've canceled, and they are looking forward to 2021. So that's a good thing. They'll be having more events. I just want to make sure I covered everything from Devil's Bowl.
And you really can't blame them for being cautious, especially with the year they've had.
I was at
the whole point of having a fundraiser is to not lose money.
Right.
So
I was at their first pool over there this year, and it was packed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of people there, and I heard their second pool was pretty good as well. So. But they have canceled their October 10th event, and they will be scheduling for 2021. So we'll bring that to you when we know. Let's see. I'll do one. Of course, we were just talking about the Southern Showdown. We'll go ahead and go over that. Mm-hmm. And I have another one, but I'll save it. I'll let you do one or two.
Okay.
But for this Saturday, October 3rd at 4 p.m., the Southern Showdown will go off, hopefully without a hitch this time, weather-wise, in Miller's Tavern, Virginia. It's at 1790 Howerton's Road. DragonPools.com, 804-443-1903 for any other information. Dragon Motorsports, on Facebook for any information, or DragonPools.com has all, contact information. If you want to call, you got any questions, order tickets early maybe. Anyway, it's $20 admission, and there is quite a few classes scheduled to run. If you're in that area and you want to go to a pool, go to it. It's going to be a good one. The National 4-Wheel Drive Shootout is called the Big Bend Shootout. $10,000. $10,000 is up for grabs in that shootout. So, guys, you got a 650 cubic inch being National 4-Wheel Drive Hemi head or wedge, $10,000. Come on down. Super modified 2-wheel drive trucks, and I know that's $1,000 to win that 2-wheel drive class as well. 6200 National Sportsman 4-wheel drive. That class is non-Hemi head 4-wheel drive class. Okay. The 6,400 pound Pro Stock 4-wheel drive. 6,200 pound small block 4-wheel drive, 6,200 open street 4-wheel drive. They love trucks down there.
So it is truck country down there for sure.
You bet. 8,500 hot street diesel 4-wheel drive, 10,000 super pro farm tractors, 7,800 light pro stock tractors, 11,000 pound hot farm tractors, the V8 modified tractors, which would be like an Economod. There's some pretty strong running tractors at Tendo's events down there. So. And they're wheel-standing mega trucks, or as I've always called them, the monster trucks. So it's pretty cool deal there. And that is this Saturday at 4 p.m. $20 per person, and you won't be disappointed. It'll be a good show. Always is. What you got?
What I have, Interstate is down to 2 final hooks for the season. One coming up this Saturday, and then one a little later in October. This Saturday, October the 3rd, we will be in Harrisonburg, Virginia. $10 to get in. They call this the Virginia Power Pool or Bull Pool. Obviously, BJ Wilkins' tractor is called the Bull Ride, and he is the promoter, so he does that little play on words there. Classes for this weekend are going to be the 8500 Mod Turbo, 10,000 Pro Farm, 7700 Light Limited Turbo, 11,000 Hot Farm, 6200 Modified 4x4s, Pro Stock Semis, 8,000 Street Legal Trucks, 12,000 Farm Stocks, 15,000 Farm Stocks, Unlimited 4x4 Tractors, and the 6200 National 4x4.
Yeah, they have a mess of classes. 2 tracks.
They have a mess of classes. Yep, you're exactly right.
It
2
is,
tracks running side by side.
It is a very good pool.
It is. Very good pool, very good tracks, great grandstands. Grandstands on both sides of the track. Definitely pull if you're in the Harrisonburg, Virginia area. Beautiful country down there, especially with the leaves changing. If you have to drive down 81, you'll drive right down through the mountains. It is absolutely beautiful.
Some of us drive a little fast to notice.
Yeah. Well, when you're in a semi, you're usually going a little slower. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually take my time. I leave early enough. I used to run like crazy, but
yeah. Usually that's a solid 2.5, 2 hours and 45-minute drive for us.
Must be nice.
So we'll try to leave a little bit. Huh?
I said it must be nice.
Yeah.
That's almost 4 hours for me. So.
Yeah. Well, we're very lucky being right off 81.
Yeah.
It won't be. And I kind of caught some heck. I've been catching heck from the northern, the Union County guys, Snyder County guys, and all my Virginia friends, because obviously we've been spending a lot of time in Pennsylvania up there in the Snyder County and Union County and all them pools. And I was actually called out about how I'm spending way too much time in Pennsylvania.
So where is Kendra going Saturday?
Still don't know yet.
I
will probably not know until Saturday morning.
Okay. I wish I had one more video person. If I had one more, I'd have that pool covered down there. But it's not gonna
more than likely I'll end up down in Harrisonburg. Like I said, I just haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with them guys down there. And Deb Summers, who helps us at Keystone in the registration tent, she'll be down there. So it'll be nice to get down there and visit with some of them. Nothing against my Pennsylvania friends, but I do like, I'm a social butterfly. I have to spread my wings.
Yeah, spread your wings. Just tell everybody down there we said hey from Eastern Extreme. That's for sure.
Yep. Well,
I wish we could get down there, but I'm gonna go north. I'll be in Laurelton, and I love it up there. I just love going to Laurelton. So I hope here's a little thing. I made a comment. I actually have a bum left leg right now. It's a little tough getting around, especially when you're standing for quite a few hours.
Yeah.
And last time I was here, it was a long walk back to my truck. And so I got on and said, I told Lucas Crystal, I said, Lucas, I want a VIP parking spot this time. Of course, there's no fair going on this time. But
yeah, so it'll be a lot easier to park there.
So I can't remember if he gave me a thumbs up or a smile, and that worries me. That worries me where he's going to put me. So
Lucas is really good at the thumbs up, on text. So I'm sure it was a thumbs up.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
I know that last
Don't
walk
worry.
was killer.
Knowing them guys, I'm sure they have something up their sleeve.
That's fine. Oh, that's fine. I've enjoyed working with them this year. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're a great group of guys.
You bet.
Yep.
And speaking of, was you done with
you
your?
Go ahead and hit that.
I got it right here. That's my last one for the night. So you're going to have to figure out 20 minutes of talk time after I'm done.
Oh, well, I can figure out 20 minutes of talk time. Don't you worry.
Davey, by the way, I'm going to hit Davey up here. Oh, come on. So. Where's Davey going this weekend? I'll tell you what, we got a few people in chat. Is anybody going to any of these pools this weekend? I'm getting ready to speak of the October 3rd pool here in Union County, West End Fair. grounds, not fairgrounds.
Yes, Davey, it was. That's where they had to cancel. Um, they only had mod turbos and pro farms there instead of the entire class list
Wow.
because their fair was very, very COVID strict this year.
No, I'm sure. Davy B making the trip down to Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Wow. Guess I'll see you there.
That's a long hike from New York, right?
Yeah, very long hike.
But anyway, October 3rd,
Mhm.
Chad Packer. If you're not familiar with Chad Packer, I'm going to call him pretty much president of Packer's Concessions. And he has been kind of, I won't say beating around the bush, but he's been trying to just kind of run around here and put something together. And they put together a heck of a pull with Snyder County tractor pullers here at the Union County West End Fair, which is at 1111 State Route 235 in Laurelton, Pennsylvania, 17835 for you GPSers. Or you can even say Millmont, Pennsylvania, I guess. They're kind of all right there together. But sctpapullers.com, that'll answer any questions as far as ticket prices are $10. I was going to say you can go there to get that, but I got here on the paper. It's $10, 12 and under are free. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
So
that makes for a good family night.
Quite
the kids can get in for free.
Yeah, quite a list of classes here. The 8,500-pound Wild Street trucks, 4x4 trucks, 13,000 farm stock tractors, the 8,000-pound 2.5, 2.6 smoothbore diesel four-wheel drive trucks, 10,500 hot stock tractors. That's a very good class. They're all good classes. They all have good numbers, and I know we'll have good numbers. I know there's a lot of big pools around, but they're far enough apart, I think, that it's not going to hurt the numbers. 8,000 Limited Pro 3.0 diesel four-wheel drive trucks, and the 10,000 open tractors only, no modified tractors in that one. That's tractor ag-style tractors only, if you will, even though some are component chassis. 8,000-pound Run What You Brung trucks only. And the 8,500-pound Light Pro, 9,500-pound Super Farm tractors. Also, I didn't get a chance to confirm, but I have read that a semis class has been added to this event. So I don't know if it's street semis or
today as well.
If it's street semis or if it's Run What You Brung semis. That could be. I'm not sure, but I won't say 100% for sure because I didn't confirm it, but I did see that semis have been added to the show. So it does start at 3 p.m. So it gives us plenty of time to run the classes through the evening. And again, it's another great track. Great people put the pool on, and it's worth the trip. I highly recommend. If you're in the northern tier of this tractor pulling frenzy this weekend, Laurelton's your place to be. Definitely don't. Any of them's good if you don't mind the longer travel. If you're in the north, any of them in the south are fine. But we want to see it Laurelton if you're in the north. So, but yep, they're all good pools, and I'm sure Kendra has a couple more. So.
Yep. First one to say to Davey, yes, I forgot that they did that. They did limit the crowd to 1,000 people at Harrisonburg at their August, I think it was like 22nd pool. And Justin, thanks for tuning in. He's the new owner of the Addicted Tractor. Actually, it's probably not new anymore. He's owned it for a couple years now.
Yes.
But he's the one that I said, I think he's from Vermont area, somewhere up far north there, and he's going to come back down to Harrisonburg. Wow. So that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Justin. Really appreciate it. But yes, I do have one more pool to cover. That is the Snyder County Tractor Pullers Championship weekend. On their flyer, big and bold, it says $30,000 worth of prize money. So awesome. Going to be a great weekend. They have been throwing out sponsors left and right. They've been getting a lot of local support, which is what you want to see. Pullers, if you want to pull in front of a big crowd, this is where you need to go. They packed out the venue, I'll call it, at their last pull, and I'm sure they'll do it again. Definitely on both nights. They have a tremendous crowd following. Their October the 9th classes, Friday night, starting at 6:30. Again, admission $10. Kids 12 and under are free. They're going to be running the 13,000 farm stock, the 10.5 hot stock, the 6,300 Pro Street trucks, the 7,800 open modifieds, hot semis, as well as the 8,500 Wild Street. This will be the final points hook for a lot of those classes. So they will be crowning their champions that evening. I know they've done this in past years, not sure if they will this year, but they actually bring out the winner onto the track and present them their big fancy check there. And I always think that's pretty neat for the crowd to see what the pullers actually look like, without their helmet, without, all the fire suit get up and all that kind of stuff. So that's always kind of a neat thing that they do.
Yep.
Saturday night on October the 10th, start time 5:30 p.m. Again, just to allow time for the tremendous amount of hooks I'm sure they'll be getting. Again, admission $10, kids 12 and under is free. They're going to be running the 8,000 2526 smoothbore trucks, 8,000 limited pro 3.0 trucks, the 10,000 pro stock class. They will have a $6,000 purse. Yeah. And I think there's going to be some pretty big pro stock names coming in. Like I know Mac Trailers is a sponsor, so I'm sure they'll have at least one of their tractors there, hopefully. Also with a $6,000 purse is going to be a super stock alcohol diesel. So what they're doing is they are breaking apart the 10,000 open class that they usually run, and they'll have one class for pro stocks and one class for the super stocks. So that would be like the Evermans would be running in that class. With a $3,000 purse, they're going to have the 8,000 Run What You Brung trucks, and then rounding out the classes for that evening will be the 8,500 Light Pro 9,500 Super Farm class, and they will have a $4,000 purse up for grabs. So definitely a lot of money floating around that weekend. Hopefully it'll draw out a lot of big names. I'm sure
there's no doubt.
Yeah, it's Sealings Grove. It's going to be a good track, going to be a good crowd, going to be a good time. Thanks for correcting me, Justin. It is Connecticut. Now that you said that, I'm like, that's right.
Whereabouts in Connecticut, Justin? I'm good friends with Bob Nagel, and of course he lost his father. We were very good friends with his dad, John. I've been to Sandy Hook one time. I went up for John's viewing and funeral and stuff, and I didn't know if where Brooklyn is. So if it's anywhere near Sandy Hook, I've been close to you, I guess. But,
yeah, I actually met Justin in Port Royal, and he seemed like a really nice guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing him again.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's good. And I have. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I was close. I made it to 8:46.
I have one.
Oh, there we go.
I have October 10th at Lincoln Speedway at 6 p.m. in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, is the final hurrah for the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League East Coast Pullers. And again, 6 p.m. we'll have the 7,500-pound modified tractors, the 8,500-pound light pro tractors, the 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drive trucks, the 7,800-pound East Coast Diesel Pro Stock Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, and the limited Pro Stock semis will be on hand as well. So that'll be our final hook for East Coast, and I'm going to have to start digging to see if there's anything much left. I thought there was something the following weekend, the 17th, somewhere.
There is.
Where is that?
I'll go ahead and plug that one.
Thank you.
Speaking of final hooks, that would be the final interstate hook of the season in Easton, Maryland.
That's it. I knew there was an important date after East Coast last hook, and that's Jamie's pull, and I will be there.
How could you forget Jamie, man? Come on.
He'll let me know, trust me.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yep. So October the 17th at the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Grounds in Easton, Maryland. $10 to get in, under 6 are free. 10,000 Pro Farm, 8,500 Mod Turbo, 7,700 Light Limiteds, 7,800 Modifieds, and then local gas and diesel truck classes are going to be there as well. Going to be a little cold down there by the water, but hey, it's still a good track to pull. Good track. I'm sure.
It's going to be chilly this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, Delta, which is I'm right on the Mason Dixon here pretty much, and we're maybe a flight of the crow 3 miles from the river, 4 miles from the river.
Hmm.
And the other week up there, other Friday night up there, I froze. I mean, that wind would not stop, and I didn't have a coat. I had long sleeves, but it wasn't enough. And I am not going to Laurelton without something heavy. So
Yeah,
I
one
have a
of
feeling
the
it's going to get a little chilly.
we were talking about Easton, and I forget who said something, but I always get a milkshake when we go to Easton, Sports 4-H Club. Everybody likes ice cream. Why not? And he's like, gonna be a little too cold for milkshakes. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, no. There is no such thing as too cold for milkshakes. You just get it earlier in the day.
Yeah,
So, but
no, that's good. And you guys here hanging out in the chat, if you got anything, uh, let us know where you're going. I know a couple of you said you're going to Harrisonburg, but maybe
mhm.
some other ones can't go to a pool. But like, subscribe, and share. I apologize. Like, subscribe, and share. Give us thumbs up. It goes a long way here on YouTube, and we're steadily growing. I was happy to hear the report that Kendra, with the people
Mhm.
from up around Beaver Springs, talking about the show. That's good. That's where it starts, is word of mouth. And man, when the
Yep.
weather gets cold and we ain't pulling no more, we're going to have some pullers on here. I can't guarantee to be every week, but I'm going to shoot for every week. And I know Kendra, she's got plenty of interstate pullers that'll probably be more than happy to come on. I don't know who we'll start with. I got a couple in mind that
Mhm.
is, will come on every week if you ask them to.
Yeah.
That like to
Yeah, I
talk.
got a
But,
couple in mind too. I have to be selective because some of them know a lot of embarrassing stories about me. So
mm, okay.
so, so we're gonna have to kind of monitor those.
I think we'd have to get Mr. Weichel in here first, maybe.
Oh my goodness. All he'll say is, if you don't feed me or don't let me sleep, I'm not fun to be around. And he's not wrong.
I gotcha. Wow.
That's like he made me leave. Oh, I think we left at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock for Beaver Springs. Pool doesn't start till 6:30 and it's less than a 2 hour drive. And I just kind of looked at him. I was like, I'll just take a nap. It'll be fine.
It's all
So
about the parking spot, man.
yeah, and we did. We had a very nice parking spot. So
Yeah.
and it filled up in there. There was definitely a lot of tractors there, like you could tell from the results. So
Yeah. Yeah. I wish
but
I had some from Miller's Tavern to go over,
yeah.
but maybe we'll see. Maybe next week.
Say
Uh,
next week we'll have all kinds of results.
yeah. Well,
Laurelton, Miller's Tavern,
and
Harrisonburg.
I will say there is a possibility that we may move to Thursday next week. If there is a
Yeah.
Keystone Nationals meeting scheduled for next Wednesday, it seems to work best for the whole committee. It doesn't really matter to me. I can go any day, but a lot of those guys, it works best for them to go on Wednesdays. So if that does happen, we'll move one more night ahead till Thursday. So, but hopefully we'll have some good news for you.
Yeah.
But that's if we, it's coming. I don't know if it's next week, week after,
Hmm.
whatever. We're definitely the it's coming. So hopefully we get some good news.
Yeah.
We got a
We
lot to
need some good
discuss.
news.
Yeah, it's been a fun summer. Like I say, I've had fun going. Who knew? Who knew? I've been going
Yeah.
north. I can close my eyes and go to central Pennsylvania, which I know my way around. But
Hmm.
my goodness gracious, I've been up here just about every weekend, and I've had a good time. It's been really good. I probably should have got a hold of Joey and see if he wanted to come on tonight, but I know he gets tired of getting bothered all the time. He's got plenty to do up there. So,
Yeah, he's been Snapchatting me here. So.
oh, has he really? I don't even
Yeah.
know what Snapchat is, so
Yeah.
I don't mess with it. So
He,
if it ain't Facebook
he's
or
actually at the track working tonight.
okay, if it's not Instagram or Facebook, I'm not. And
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
been
do that.
sending pictures from the track. He's already there prepping and getting stuff ready. So,
Oh, that's good. Very good. Yeah, they don't
yep.
waste no time, man. When it's go time, they are ready to go.
Yep,
So
it's speaks a lot for promoters to be that dedicated. So,
that's very good. And Foresters, how are they? I guess they're just mainly going to run the remaining interstate shows, or
yeah, I think that's what they're gonna go for. Harrisonburg, Virginia this week, and then probably Easton. Um, with it starting harvesting season, Jason is busier than ever.
yep.
Um, And of course, you got to make the money to spend the money. And when you're
Yep.
a farmer, you have to go when you can. So,
That's correct.
and
We
plus with him being the main chopper salesman there at Foresters, he has customers to take care of and everything like that as well. So
okay.
this is a extremely busy time of year for him. So we hope to see him in Harrisonburg and Easton, but even those aren't guarantees. So
Right. Right.
we'll have to see.
I'm happy to say we got hay done. I ain't got to fool with that no more this year, so I'm
Well,
happy.
good.
It's over with. So.
Yeah, I know down at our farm, they've just been they're not full till yet. Just kind of doing what fields are dried down, And then of course we had all that rain here yesterday. So that kind of halted things a little bit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, so I doubt my family gets out to see if I do get to drive anymore this season. That they'll get to see me run because of farming. But hey, that's okay.
It's always Easton. We'll see.
There's always Easton. I could just make a beach weekend out of it. So but
yeah, I knew I was missing a pool somewhere, and that's the one. So
yep.
and I think I don't know of any after that here locally. So
I know of a drag race that'll be afterwards, a diesel drag race up at Needmore. My cousin Chet Price owns Generation Motorsports. They're putting on a dirt drag out there at the Needmore Fire Hall. So they called Chet and asked if he wanted to put an event on out there. And he hasn't been able to put an event on this summer. So he said, absolutely. So they're going to be out there the weekend after that. And I think you're going to be getting a phone call about that.
I bet I do. I was thinking about that. Yeah.
So.
Okay. I'm drawing a dumb question when I say need more.
Needmore. I believe it's kind of out close to Bedford, Pennsylvania.
Okay. That's
so it's going to be a little bit of a hike, but it's not horrible.
That's not too bad.
I think it's kind of just north of like Cumberland, Maryland area.
Okay. Well, we'll see. So. See what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Everything else has been canceled. I remember Gas, Steam, and Rust Associations have been canceled. I had a good time there last year, and that was canceled. That was a new event for us last year, and doggone it.
Yep, COVID is still definitely claiming victim some good events this late in the season, but
we got our fingers crossed for 2021. Hopefully we can get back on some sort of an even track. And I was going to bring up the presidential debate last night.
Oh my gosh!
I usually
watching us isn't near as painful as that. Oh my
golly!
I
hope not. I got a kick out of it. I usually don't watch that kind of stuff too much, but kudos. It was comical. It was very comical. But
it was comical yet painful. So
I will say I'm not a big Chris Wallace fan either. So
yeah.
Fox News or not, I'm not a big Chris Wallace fan. Yeah. But yeah, it was comical. I'm out of things to talk about. We're at 54 minutes. We're pretty close to an hour. What do we got for 6 minutes?
I'm just enjoying your video playing.
Yeah, you go. Everybody watch the video.
Yeah, just watch the video. I will say I was able to talk to a bunch of pullers this past weekend and this week about Gordyville, and there's definitely a lot of pullers excited to go out there.
I heard we're going to have a traveling pickle this January.
Yeah. I really didn't give him much choice. But I won him over with the alpaca snack bag. So, if you feed them, they'll come. So there you go. I
would love to go. But that's 5 days. That's, for me, it's a 5-day trip.
That's a long time.
It is, but it's a lot of fun. If you ain't, I tell you what, guys and gals, you ain't never been to Gordyville, Gifford, Illinois. Were they talking about maybe having to move it? They're not sure, or?
So I think they're kind of holding off to see what the election does. But I also saw a post from Clint Tucker saying Gordyville 2021 will happen. It just might not be at Gordyville, USA.
Wow.
So I'm sure if he is already putting that much effort, time, and determination into it,
he has plan B and C, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he already has backup plans, like you said,
I'm sure.
and it'll happen, just not sure quite where yet. So
Mm.
go ahead, book your room, send in your application. Just make sure your room has free cancellation and you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
just in case. But
Yep, that's what I did. I went ahead and booked 2 rooms, and I have cancellation up until I think like the 13th of January. So
yeah,
we'll be good.
that's a fantastic place to go pulling. I mean, it's cold. There ain't much else to do there, but well, there
Yeah.
is. It just depends on what your
Yeah.
entertainment value is once the pool's over. Usually, for me, that's been standing there for 14, 15 hours. I'm headed back to the room for a shower, a dinner, a shower, and then I'm out. It's
And
a
I will
long
say
day.
there's a lot more restaurants and stuff to do there in the little town of Rantoul.
Yeah.
I think last year we went to like 3 or 4 different restaurants there.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course you have to stop by the Rural King and, eat some popcorn as you're walking around and looking at
Absolutely.
everything.
I
Huh?
make it a point to go in there every time I'm there. I go in, I buy something. I'm still using a chair, a bag chair. I use it. The only place I use it is at the Buck
Oh my
because
goodness.
it's bent, it's slung low, and I can sit down below the cables and and shoot photos. But it's the perfect chair.
Huh.
When it breaks, I'm going to have to go back there and get another one.
Well, there you go.
But it has been the perfect photography chair for me at the Buck. Only at the Buck. It's the only time I use it. So
We've come home with some really weird things there from there. Like one year we came home with an ice cream maker. One year, oh my goodness, that's a story I can't tell on here. There is a very embarrassing story of me and well, actually, it was Smokey Smith embarrassed the living crap out of me at that Rural King. Um, and within, I guess it's been 2 years now. It was Gordyville 2019 when we had to rebuild the tractor engine there.
yeah,
I spent a lot of money at that Rural King.
I bet. Did you ever get a
Bought
tube
it.
of their chicken poop ever?
Can't say I've had
Chicken,
that.
it's chapstick. It's chapstick. It's in a tube like
Oh,
chapstick,
okay.
but it's called chicken poop.
Yeah.
I probably still have one or two of them around here somewhere.
Oh my goodness. No,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't say
hilarious.
I've had that.
And
But I did buy a bunch of 5-gallon buckets, a creeper,
oh, I
bunch of
bet.
shop towels. But I'm pretty sure I'm still on some sort of watch list out there because I walked into the advanced auto parts and needed an engine, like the cylinder hone for the engine.
Yep.
And I looked at the guy and I said, I need all the ether and all the brake clean you have. And he's like, excuse me? And I'm like, I don't care how much you got back there. I need it all. And he's like, I'm going to need to see your driver's license. So,
Yeah, I'm building a bomb.
yeah, so I called the guys and I'm like, if I don't come back, they got me.
That's funny.
This is where the Jeep's at. But,
Oh yeah, I made the mistake one time of taking a motorhome out there,
oh,
and it was very windy and very cold. I had to go get heaters. Had to put heat lamps underneath the hood of the thing, with blankets to block the wind out. I had to put a heat lamp in the water area under the bed.
oh, I'm
Never
sure.
ever again. I'll never go through that again. What a mess. We got through it okay. We just that's
Yeah,
a party I want to go. Yeah, Davey, you definitely it's a ball
it's a
out
party.
there. It is a lot of fun. We
Yeah,
stayed.
Gordyville is definitely an experience that everybody should experience at least
Yeah,
one time.
we stayed down. I guess it's not Champagne. I guess maybe it is Champagne. It's right down to get back to the interstate, and that's where I
No,
usually
that
stay.
Rantoul's the closest
Yeah,
town.
right.
Champagne's the big,
The next one
call it
down.
the big city.
Yeah. Well, it's this east of there. It's right before you
Yeah.
would actually get in. Back at the highway, I've stayed in Rantoul many times.
Hmm.
But when you get back down there, there's places to eat, bigger restaurants and stuff, and meet some
Yeah.
pretty interesting characters from the pulling world there. That late at night,
Yes.
it's interesting. But
Yeah.
everybody
And
has a
once
ball.
you get everybody drinking, oh my God,
Oh
you
yeah,
never know what's going to happen. So,
pullers don't drink; they just eat, right?
cool. Not the
But,
pullers I've run into.
yeah, yeah. I can.
But no,
I've had.
it's always a really great time.
Yeah,
And you don't know how to describe it except it's a different kind of experience.
it is. It's a lot of fun, and I tell you, if you like tractors, you will get your fill at Gordyville. I mean, hot farm, pro farm, and I forgot to take the telephone out. Sorry about that, folks. That would be the soon-to-be brother-in-law calling. So now you know his name.
Yeah.
Answer the phone.
That's funny.
As Carrie says, when you're flying without a net here live, you know, anything can happen. So I got to make sure. Okay, she did get it, because when he leaves a message, you don't want anybody listening. Trust me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's a pistol. But well, we clipped an hour in 1 minute, so.
Yeah, we hit the hour mark.
Yeah. And this is what it's going to start getting towards whenever, you know, we get rid of the results and the pools to go to and stuff. We're just going to blab and carry on and have fun and get some pullers on here and pick at them and vice versa, and we'll have a good time. And
definitely.
As I learn more and more with this, getting people in here, we might even get some people like Davey B or somebody in here with us, and you know, just have a good time and ask questions and stuff like that. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. And like, subscribe, share. That's what makes us grow. And thumbs up. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
I'm pretty much done, Kendra.
Me too. That's all I've got. Okay. I'm ready for wintertime pulling.
Well, I'd love to go. I really do. And hopefully, maybe I can make it happen. We'll see. I definitely want to go. I mean, I used to go. I guess my busiest winter would have been Gordyville, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is all one, couple months. Louisville, DuQuoin, Illinois. Now, I'm missing one somewhere. Oh, Williamston, North Carolina. 5 indoor pools in one winter. That was crazy. But
that's a lot.
It was a blast. And we got videos from it all. So,
awesome.
You bet. So, okay. We'll catch you if anything comes up that we do have a Keystone meeting next Wednesday. We'll postpone till Thursday of next week. And otherwise, just plan on being here next Wednesday at 8 p.m. And we'll see you then. Kendra, I'll be right with you. Thanks a lot for tuning in, y'all.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Ewans, Hughes, whatever region you're from.
We're in.
Well, hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday for sure, or Thursday if we do have a meeting. So we'll see you then. Thanks.
See ya.